Right. Should we go on the offense? Should we file a criminal complaint against the IRS and file a TIGTA complaint and start the whole thing over again?
No, I don't think we need to do that because we've already done it. We can simply what do you call it? I'm trying to think of the term. Continuous. In other words, add to it.
Well, I think
what we've already done.
We're sitting here worried what they're going to do next, and we really should be on the offense. I mean, they broke so many laws, they didn't follow their own procedure, and maybe another criminal complaint with the federal court. I think
a good job.
Yeah, I think there's real close to zero chance they're going to come seize anything.
Really?
Yeah, that's what all the attorneys say too. There's zero chance they can do it legally.
Oh, yeah.
Now, can they do it actually? Well, take a look at what they've done so far. I mean, quite obviously, yeah. About the only thing we got going for us is Scott Snyder is a little bit afraid that I will sue him.
Well.
And I will.
Amen.
I'll do it again. And the rest of his life. If he doesn't start obeying the law, I'm going to haunt him the rest of his life.
I hope you do.
Just going to keep, because he needs to obey the law. He's got a badge. Okay, so what, Obey the law then,
Yeah.
Man, I don't want to fight these guys. I just don't want to fight them. But
I know you don't.
if they won't leave me alone, what can I do, What about, should anything offensive be done, like lawsuits or complaints?
No. I wish you would lose the word lawsuit from your vocabulary. The more I hear, that's what got you into more trouble to begin with.
Well, if they are violating the law, what are my options? Just let them do it? Just like Adolf Hitler, you just let them do it? I mean...
Well, I guess there's kind of a difference of the spirit of how you approach it.
Okay.
And when you clobber somebody and say, okay, now tell me what you want, they don't listen as good and they don't respond as well.
Mm-hmm.
And following what I understand that's how you were advised and that's what you should do, but as far as if that was really wise, probably not.
And I would suspect, I don't know, I would suspect that all three, the judge, Schneider, and U.S. Attorney, are nervous that I'm going to go back and sue them again for all the stuff they did wrong. See, it's all now public record. I mean, it's part of a transcript. So there's probably a lot of things we could do to make life real miserable for IRS agents because they just plain lied and broke the law. Take the complaint. I don't want to spend the rest of my life doing that.
I know. You just want to keep preaching. That's what we all want to do.
Well, that's what I've kind of really talked to the Lord about here. If I get out and the case is reversed, I get acquitted, I'm just going to leave them alone. If I don't get out and they keep me in jail any longer, I'm going to spend the rest of my life going after them. Legally. Just take the complaint. There are all kinds of things you can do. There are criminal complaints, take the complaints, a whole long list of things I can do. Yeah, I really want to, get this acquittal and leave them alone. If I don't get the acquittal, if they end up putting me in prison, I think I'm going to have to start suing them and making their life miserable legally. They've done so many things wrong. I don't want to fight them, but I'm kind of like, Nehemiah. I'm just trying to build a wall. Now leave me alone or I'm going to get a sword. I would never do anything violent with them, but I'm sure they sure need to be sued.
I guess I don't understand how suing them is going to help, but...
Well, Scott Snyder needs to be fired, okay? He doesn't know how to obey the law. He doesn't understand what his position is. He's got a badge and a gun, and he thinks he's God. He needs to get... I sent him all kinds of letters telling him, Scott, here's what the law says your position is, He doesn't care. And the court's not going to enforce it. Not this court, anyway. Jury first. IRS has a very legitimate place in our government. They serve a very legitimate purpose. I'm not against... And they keep calling me a tax protester in these documents. Man, that makes me angry.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not. They are the tax protesters. They don't like the laws the way they're written. So they enforce them the way they want them to be written, I don't know if because we filed so many lawsuits in the past against them that possibly Snyder and Hovind are afraid that if they don't keep pushing, they'll be sued for all the wrong they've done. And that may be the case. But, you know, if I could talk to them, I would say, look, let me out of here, drop all this stuff, and I'll hold you harmless. Now, if you put me in jail for 5 years, then yes, I'm going to keep going after you, you know, because you've done wrong. But I just want to be left alone. I don't want to fight you anymore. Please, let me out of here, drop this case, leave us alone, and go away. If the wildebeest or the buffalo gets the idea, well, once the lion gets on my back, I might as well just hold still, let him eat me. He's not going to live very long. As long as I got some horns, I'm going to swing him. As long as I got some hoofs, I'm going to kick. If I got any teeth, I'm going to bite. You know, the lion's going to know he's been in a fight. That's all.
Yeah.
And, I mean, why did Moses even walk? Why not just say, God, you take me to the promised land? No, God said, get walking, follow this cloud, you know. So I want to follow the cloud. I want to follow whatever leadership God gives me. And
you have 1 minute left.
So
Okay.
cheer up. It's going to be fine. Can you do that?
I want, for me, it's even just having a hope, and I just don't have that right now. I don't have a hope that's going to be different in our marriage when you get out, because I'm just hearing things that sound all the same, you know. And that is,
Well, maybe I need to change. Or maybe you need to change and accept it. Say, hey, that's the way he is. That's the way God made him, so I'm going to love him that way. I mean, that's the other hope. Your hope is always that I will change. Maybe the hope ought to be that you will adapt.
yes, sir.
Another option, you know.
Yes, sir.
Just say, wow, Miss Martha Washington had to adapt to her husband. This guy wants to go fight the British. Okay, I'll just go to camp with him.
Well, sometimes when you just can't, you know, get past the unresolution.
Yeah, I'll call back. I'm going to run out of time here.
Okay.
And that is, if they let me go, then that is the plan. If they put me in prison, then I'm going to fight them. They have broken the law. Not me, as far as I know. But yes, I've told the Lord, if this is over with, if they let me out, drop everything, they should return the money they took, and just drop it. But if it goes to prison, then there's all kinds of lawsuits need to be filed against them, one at a time, for dozens of things they've done wrong. I'm not trying to give anybody a hard time. I want everybody to get along peaceably and be happy, you know. You're right. If it's dragging, I don't want to fight. I don't want to spend the next 5 years suing these guys. I mean, well, if I have to, but I want to go preach. I want to leave them alone.